Hey guys, what is up? My name is Megan and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I hope you guys are doing well and staying safe, and welcome to today's video, which is an odd video to film. I will not beat around the bush because I have like nervous butterflies putting this out into the world because I don't want it to come across as something it's not. But today I am sitting down to share with you guys that I have started a Patreon. Before you exit, let me clear out a few things. One, my Patreon is not meant to be costly. It has 3 tiers, which we will get into, but the highest paid tier is $4.50 US, and it includes a bunch of things. So I'm not here to grab your money. This is not what this is. So let's rewind and talk about what it actually is. First of all, if you do not know what the heck Patreon is a service that is basically an extra way to support the creators that you love in exchange for exclusive content. I will say straight away, it's not going to change any of the content I currently have on my booktube channel, whether that be my Candyland TBRs, my book club, all of that is staying on here. I don't want to change that. I love the fact that there are there's free content. I consume so much content on YouTube that I don't pay for, and obviously paying for something is a choice, but Patreon is essentially a way to support me in exchange for more content by me. It works in a subscription style way where there's like different tiers. As I mentioned, my Patreon currently has 3 tiers, and each of the prices of the tiers are based on the amount of things you get in return for the price. I am starting Patreon not for the money aspect, clearly, because with $4.50 a month, it's not like I'm going to be making bank, and I don't want to make bank because I personally don't see myself ever becoming a full-time creator. I love my social work job way too much for that. However, content creation does come with like quote-unquote hidden costs that come out of pocket, and Patreon would be like a tiny way to help pay back for that, whether that be like a subscription to Canva, Epidemic Sound. All of these things end up being costly, like gear, equipment, all of that. Obviously I don't need any of those things. Like, they're not an obligation to create content, but when you're passionate about creating content and want to put out great content, it does come with a cost that I am happy to pay. But even if I would be able to get like $10 from Patreon a month, that is $10 I don't have to like pay out of pocket for that, if that makes sense. However, the real reason I want to try Patreon is because, as some of you know, I have been struggling with my relationship with BookTube, especially over the past few months, because I feel like there are only certain things you can put online where everybody can see, and like I would like to get more personal and just more creative, or try a lot of different things, and I'm not necessarily comfortable with doing that on the whole wild world web. Like, we're gonna reel it back in, and I thought Patreon would be a great way to explore doing that. And what I mean by that is more personal style videos, more life updates, more like arts, crafts, cooking, a lot more of like lifestyle content, but also a lot of different bookish ideas for vlogs and just like other types of content. I want to get rid of like feeling stuck vibe, and I just think Patreon would be a great way to express myself in that way. I obviously will keep my Patreon bookish, but obviously, as you will see, the last tier includes a lot more like lifestyle content and a lot of different things, so that you get to know me as a person and not just a bookish creator. So basically, I am just trying to explore and add new things to kind of like my roster of creation, but I don't think the entire internet is the best way to go about it, so I do want to try it with a small community of people. I also have mentioned this time and time again on my channel. My channel, I realize, is still very small. I know a lot of people who create Patreons have like over 10,000 subscribers, and I understand that, and I'm honestly gonna be over the moon if I get 5 people to subscribe to my Patreon by the end of the year. Like, I am not expecting this to blow up. I'm not expecting a bunch of people to spend money, because money is tight for everyone. It doesn't mean you can support me financially. And I honestly love all of you guys, and you don't ever need to support me financially. This is not what this is about. It's just an extra outlet for me. But I understand if you cannot, just watching my videos is more than enough and more than I can genuinely ask for. I wake up every day not realizing how, like, people choose to subscribe to me. Like, honestly, I might not have 10k subscribers, but I have some of the best people in the community that watch my videos and interact with me and message me to see if I'm okay when I'm not on here. And it's just been such a blessing that I kind of want to continue building an even tight-knit community, like an even more tight-knit community with those of you who choose to do so on my Patreon, to be able to message with you guys and just get to know you on a personal level, which obviously most people wouldn't feel comfortable doing, like straight up commenting on my booktube channel because safety. But that is kind of what I see. I want to, like, create a Discord channel and just get to chat with you guys about books and all of it. So let's go into the nitty-gritty of what exactly my tiers will provide for you if you decide to join my Patreon. I know a lot of people have like really cutesy names for their Patreons. My Patreon is based on my favorite things. And so we're doing it off favorite books, 3 favorite books, 3 Patreon tiers. The first tier is the SKANDAR tier, based off SKANDAR and the Unicorn Thief, because it is my favorite middle grade book, and so it deserves its own tier. The SKANDAR tier is essentially $2 Canadian, or about $1.50 US. For that, you obviously get to support me. You get Patreon only reading sprints, and those sprints, you guys can literally hop on the call if you want and like sprint and talk with me, or you can do it via chat. Everyone will be able to like be included. And it gives you exclusive Candyland Readathons. I did this a while back on my channel. I think it was in March for my birthday month. We did a Candyland Readathon based with prompts. I want that to happen once a month or once every 2 months. And everybody who has access to my Patreon has access to those readathons with me. They can be a 24-hour readathon, 48-hour, a week long. It will depend on the seasons and the times, but that's kind of the gist. So the first is really just like access to those kinds of things, and is a way to show your support and get a little bit more out of me without paying a big sum of money. The next tier is the Jack the Ripper tier, based off Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco, my favorite young adult series of all time. Now, this tier is $4 Canadian, so about $3 US-ish, and this one packs a lot. It's gonna provide a lot. Obviously, we have the Patreon exclusive sprints and the Candyland Readathons, which were included in tier 1. It also includes lifestyle content, as I mentioned. That could be like building Legos with me, or cooking, or workout content, or like personal challenges, like of waking up at 5 a.m. for a week, that are lifestyle based and not necessarily bookish. You also get early access to some videos, most likely like my TBR videos, book reviews, those kinds of things. You get to be part of the Discord. So as I mentioned, I want to create a community where we can chat every day about books, all of that. So you get to be on the Discord. You get also, and this is like an extra for book club, where I will be filming a vlog while reading every one of my middle grade book club picks, and filming a whole reading vlog around it, where you get my first thoughts, my initial reactions, all of the things, and it's going to be vlog form every month. So I do keep like the live shows and book reviews on my channel on Meg Reads, but extra content like vlogs for those books will be on Patreon. I will also be putting up polls for like books to read, and just a lot of bookish polls. I love polls. And a possible extra romance or middle grade book club, depending on who joins the tier, but I am willing to like start a book club with you guys. It could be like a no specific genre book club. It could be whatever you want, but the people who join are going to help me decide what kind of book club we want. What do we want it to be? A monthly book club, bi-monthly, quarterly book club, whatever, but I would like to have an exclusive book club for Patreon, so that is here. And obviously you are providing support also by joining the Jack the Ripper. So that's a lot of tiers, like of things for that tier. And the last tier is the Listen to Your Heart tier by Casey West, which is my favorite book of all time. Yes, folks, you've heard it here first. This is the book of all books. It is the book that has shaped me as a reader, and so I thought it needs to be the best tier. This tier is $6 Canadian, is the most expensive, and that is around $4.50 USD approximately a month for all of the following: the Patreon-only reading sprints, the Candyland Readathon, lifestyle content. This is where it gets even more personal. I'm going to have personal life updates, whether that be through like writing posts or posting videos or even recording like a podcast and sending it out to you guys so you know what is happening, the 411 on my life at all times. Early access to videos, obviously, the Discord as well, the Sprinkle of Magic reading vlogs, as I mentioned, polls, the book club, and some exclusive videos. So I'm aiming to have one video a month exclusive to this tier only that is either related to like planning. I know a lot of you guys love my planner stuff. It could be social work related, an extra vlog, a book challenge, something. It could be lifestyle or book related, but obviously you're going to try to have a mixture of both. And it also comes with your name in the description of my videos as a supporter if you want. If you don't want your name on there, you let me know and it's not going to be on there. Obviously, the choice remains yours. And that is what you get with the Listen to Your Heart tier. Obviously, the most financially, like, you get the most bang out of your buck would be the Jack the Ripper one, but it depends on your amount of available money. You can subscribe to me for a month and then leave, whatever you would like. But just know that if you would like to support me and get to know me on a more personal level, the option is here. But I do want to remind you again that this is not going to change any of the content I have on BookTube. I am well aware most of you will not be interested in this, and I am not going to take that personally at all, because the matter of fact is, I'm shooting my shot. Even if one person joins, it's going to be great for that one person. And if nobody joins, it is what it is. I think in content creation, you have to try different things. You have to put yourself out there to see if there will be any results. But honestly, if not, it was a bust and we move on. And this is not, again, a money grab. I pay a lot to create content that you guys may not realize, and if it gives me, as I said, $10 back a month, $10 is $10 and I'm gonna take it. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. And you know what, at the end of the day, I just appreciate all of your support on here, all of you who watch and comment on my videos. It's more than anyone can ask for. And so I felt very like conflicted as to like how people are going to perceive me having a Patreon with such a quote-unquote small following. But at the end of the day, we'll see how this turns out. But if you want to support me, these are the 3 tiers you can choose for, and I hope you guys like it, because honestly these are my favorite books I love talking about, and Patreon is the community of things I like to talk about. So that's it for the video. If you have nothing nice to say, please just skip on over and, you know, don't comment. But with that being said, we will be going back to regularly scheduled videos very soon, well, the next one. And that is it for today. Bye guys, love you, happy reading.